So I don't want my 50 States of Folklore series to go totally into cryptid territory because it's not really my wheelhouse. But Wisconsin has so many? Let's dig into all of their cryptids. 1. The Beast of Bray Road, aka the Wisconsin Werewolf. In the 1980s and 90s, locals of Elkhorn found long claw marks on their cars. They'd spied a murky humanoid wolfish creature in the distance. Now, I expect they were imbibing too many Miller High Lifes after watching Teen Wolf, but there have been sightings as recent as 2018. 2. The Lake Winnebago Water Monster. This guy is so hardcore, he will surface to eat an entire moose, bones and all. I know very little about the outdoors, but even I know you do not fuck with moose. So that's pretty intense for a giant sturgeon. Bozo of Lake Mendota is another freshwater sea serpent, but he don't fuck with moose. He will fuck with your woman. My favorite sighting was one woman who had her feet over the dock, dangling in the water, and she felt her feet being tickled, and she looked over at her boyfriend thinking he was playing footsie with her, but he was asleep. And when she looked back at the water, she saw the sea serpent with his tongue all lolling out. And honestly, this guy's face looks like a lot of the guys that I've ended up in a non-consensual game of footsie with at the bar. It must be a Great Lakes region thing to have as many water monsters as Wisconsin boasts. This one is the Baraboo Devil's Lake monster, and his vibe is more tentacled, prehistoric beast. In 1950, a carcass washed up that some folks were wondering about. It resembled the body of a cow, if a cow had 9 tails and an incredibly hairy body. In fact, they called the carcass Old Hairy, which I find very endearing, and this time of year, very relatable. I'm gonna skip a bunch of other cryptids here, but trust me, dig into Wisconsin, because they got a lot of them. But it seems the most beloved, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wisconsin folks, is this guy, Hodag of Rhinelander. Born from the ashes of a cremated ox, this guy seeks revenge on people who abuse oxen. His look is described as having the head of a frog, the grinning face of an elephant, but if it doesn't have a trunk, can you really say it's got an elephant's face? The back of a dinosaur, I'm guessing they meant Stegosaurus because there's lots of different dinosaurs, and a long tail with spears at the end. In the fashion world, we'd say his look is a lot, but he is a school mascot, and I think that all problematic mascots should be replaced with cryptid mascots, unless the cryptid itself is problematic. Which cryptid would you like to see get more mascot representation?